Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will explain what are the data types, why they are important, and the different data types available in Java. Data types are a way of classifying data in Java. They tell the compiler how much space to allocate for the data and what operations can be performed on it. There are two main types of data types in Java, primitive data types and reference data types. Primitive data types are the basic building blocks of data in Java. They are stored directly in the memory of the computer. There are 8 types of primitive data types. First is boolean data type, which is used to store only two possible values, true and false. This data type is used for simple flags that track a true or false condition. The Boolean data type specifies one bit of information, but its size can't be defined precisely. Next is integer group, which includes byte, short, int, and long. The byte is an example of primitive data type which has size of 8 bit. The short data type is of size 2 byte, that is 16 bit. The int data type is generally used as a default data type for integral values. It can store up to 4 byte. Last in the integer group is the long data type, which is used when you need a range of values more than those provided by int. It can store up to a whole number and uses 8 byte. Next group is floating point number group that includes float and double. Float can store a floating point number up to a 6 decimal places and uses 4 byte of memory. A double can store floating point number maximum to 15 decimal places with 8 bytes. Last is character. This group represents char, which represents symbols in a character set like letters and numbers. It uses 2 bytes of memory. Let's see them in action. As you can see, each variable is declared with its respective data type, and we can assign values accordingly. Now let's talk about reference data types. Reference data types refers to objects in Java. Objects are complex data structure that can contain multiple pieces of data. Unlike primitive data types, reference data types store the memory address of object rather than the data itself. When the reference variables will be stored, the variables will be stored in the stack and the original object will be stored in the heap. The following are the some of the examples of reference data types. First is a string. A string is a sequence of characters. Next is the object. The object class is the base class for all the other classes in Java. Last is an array. An array is a collection of elements of the same type. Let's see a basic example of reference data types. In this example, we have created an integer array and a string object. When we print these variables, we get the memory addresses instead of actual values. Message is a reference variable that points to the string object which contains the text hello world. Now the question is, why are data types important in Java? Data types are important because they ensure that the compiler knows how to interpret and manipulate data. This prevents the errors from occurring and makes the code more readable and maintainable. For example, if you try to store a floating point number in a variable that is declared as an int, the compiler will generate an error. This is because an int can only store whole numbers, while a float can store floating point numbers. In addition to the primitive and reference data types, there are some other data types in Java as well. These include enumeration, which is a special type of data type that can store only a limited set of values. Records, a new data type that was introduced in Java 16. It is a way of grouping related data together into a single object. And generics, which is a way of specifying the type of data that can be stored in a variable or object. Finally, we have covered primitive data types that store basic values and reference data types that point to objects. Understanding these data types is crucial for writing robust and efficient Java programs. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching. Happy coding! and see you in the next video.